Welcome back to our podcast, Hermione Fanfic Fanatics. You're here with Holly, Carrie Ann, and Tracy, and today we're going to be discussing Between Us Flows the Nile by The Bright City. The chapters, there's 32 chapters, 116,611 words, and it is completed. And so we will be fully discussing the fan fiction. So this is full of spoilers, so please go read it and come back.
You can find this on AO3, right?
Yes. You can find it on AO3. AO3 only, yes.
There's no audio version, so any audio people out there that want to read this and post it,
this is a good one.
This is a good one.
I always forget
what to do.
Make sure you get permission from the author also.
Yes.
Because, I mean, there is that.
But do it, take the step.
But do it so that
initiative.
I can listen to it, because I listen to all of them. And I really appreciate those who decide to narrate them, because then I can clean my house. And my house doesn't get dirty because I'm just reading all day. So it's great. It's great if it can be recorded.
Yeah. Anyways, we did this one for you, Tracy.
Yes.
Explain why.
So we did this because it's my birthday this week. And so I decided to make everyone read this one because I wanted to read it. And so it is, I'm pulling it up on my phone because the fan art for this that they have on the thing,
it's awesome.
Incredible.
It is
great.
My
favorite. I love it. And it is Indiana Jones meets the Mummy. That's how it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Described? I don't know. It's how it's described. So to me, say less.
Mm-hmm.
Say less. I'm sold. Set in 1930s Egypt. Oh my God. This was right up my alley. Little baby Tracy watching The Mummy over and over, not knowing why. Brendan Fraser is very happy that we read this fanfiction. So
you know what I laugh at? You wanted this one, but you were the last one to finish it.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's
so funny. It really is. It's so funny that you're the one that got us into this to begin with. And I wonder how many more Hermione's I've read than you. And I've only been a part of this for a year.
Let's see. How old am I? This is going on 11 years. I have been reading specifically Hermione fanfiction for about 11 years now. And Holly has still read more than I have.
I think about a solid, 6 months? Probably a little longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
I'm gaming on you.
I read a lot of one-shots. I read things over. I'm sure I've read a lot that I just have no idea that I've read it. So that's
how many?
A thing.
I'm on 79.
I swear. The fact
that I've written it all down. I've written it all down. I'm reading number 80 right now.
Okay, well.
I got one of the works in progress.
Let's talk about number 79.
Yeah, let's talk about Between Us Flows the Nile.
This author was incredible in their author's notes. I loved reading them. Because they were very factually, they were very factually correct. Hey, here's what I changed. And I don't know, just her personality was great.
Yes.
So
I personally appreciated the whole I am lavender brown, because I am too, which is really unfortunate, but I'm glad that there's other people out there.
So The Bright City, I actually follow them on TikTok. And I think that's how I found the fan fiction. At The Bright City. Follow her on TikTok.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
I need to start following these authors on TikTok.
Here to write and read Slow Burn.
Slow Burn. Let's talk about that. Because honestly, there are 32 chapters in this fic. Okay? 32 chapters.
There's only 116,000 words.
There are 32 chapters. I waited until chapter 21 just for them to kiss and only kiss. Okay? They did not actually get to any sex until 23. Slow burn is correct. The slowest slow burn to me. 21 chapters for them to kiss.
Dematmobile was worse. It was worse. It was slower.
How many chapters was it for Batmobile? Yep. How many was it?
You know what? I don't even care. Because you know why? I didn't have to read about Ron. I said what I said.
I appreciated Ron. I appreciated that this was actually not just solely a Hermione story. Yes, it was. The main point was Hermione, but it had all of these different little side things going on. I liked it. I enjoyed that.
Let's hear Carrie Ann's rant.
I did not. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to read a story about Ron, I would have found a Ron story. Listen, it's okay if it's like in one chapter they like discuss it and like, oh yeah, Ron and Lavender, like it's a little thing. But this was like what, 4 chapters?
Hey, the author like gave 5. You a warning.
I know.
In the first one that said you can skip all the ones that are titled this if you don't want to read them.
But it felt unfair if I didn't read them because it is 4 chapters of this 32 chapter fix. So I was like, that seems like enough that I should read it.
That's a personal problem.
I know it's a personal problem.
She told you.
I'm just sharing my personal problem with everyone. Okay? It's personal. I don't like Ron. It's fine. It's fine. It was just a very slow burn.
I really liked what? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and on top of it being a slow burn, and I'm reading about Ron and Harry, right? They didn't have any sex in their parts either.
They didn't.
It was like a fade to black. Like, oh, apparently Ron at one point ate out Lavender. Like, did you catch that?
Oh, I did.
Yes,
catch that.
Yes, I did.
Wait, what was the line?
It was in one of Ron's and Lavender's chapters, and
I think it was like the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, she was saying like, I hope you know that you don't need to do that just because of what you did with your mouth last night. Like, I'm pretty forward or modern. And it's like, that's something else. That's not just a kiss.
And we didn't get any.
I know, it's just a fade to black. Fine, it's whatever. It's fine.
Do you really want to hear about Ron fucking someone though?
I'm just saying.
Do you want to read that?
No, but with it being such a slow burn of a fanfic, a little bit of action would be appreciated, even if it does come from Ron. I know I sound so backwards and I'm contradicting myself, but I don't know. It's fine.
I loved it. The Bright
Me
City.
Too.
Just know that.
Me too. Yep.
I wanted more Ron and Lavender. I wanted more Harry and Ginny.
I did too.
This should have been like a 50+ chapter.
I agree. I agree.
To flesh out all of the characters.
That's what you should do. You should take your free time and you should write more of this story.
And that's the biggest compliment because that means we want more.
Yes.
It's so good that we just need more.
But it was at the same time well-rounded. It flowed really, really well. It ended really well. I thought it just flowed.
We'll talk about the ending in a little bit. But I really appreciated I guess just all of it. I found this very romantic, and I know that's exactly what the author was kind of going for with, choosing the boat instead of an airplane to go to Egypt, and just, I don't know, it was giving me, I was imagining The Mummy, basically the movie, the whole time, them on that stupid boat. It was lovely. I had a good time. And, I had a good time. I'm sorry. Anyway.
To be fair, going back to what you were saying, Carrie Ann, that we didn't get any action until chapter 21?
23. 21 was just a kiss.
23. Well, so when they're on the boat, he does a hand touch. And I thought that was going to mean something. And then it really didn't. And I was like, oh, no, why? No. But we didn't know anything yet. We didn't know anything about his relationship with Astoria. We didn't know anything. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We have to learn these things first, but
nah, still disappointed.
Yes, it was. But they made up for it. I mean, Devil's Snare made up for it.
I'm trying to pace myself. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead. Okay. I'm going to jump Gilderoy Lockhart.
Okay. That's what I was going to mention earlier. I don't know if I've ever read a Hermione fanfiction where Gilderoy Lockhart is the bad guy. I loved that. I loved it.
I did too. I hated him so much. The whole time I was like, God damn it, he's fucking there again. Yeah. And I just, I could not.
And I knew he was the bad guy from the beginning because that's
it's
who he is. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you know exactly what he's doing going to Egypt. Uh-oh. He's going to be obliviating everybody left and right. So.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, he gave me the ick, obviously.
Yep.
But yeah, backing up. Ginny, we love Ginny. She was a little bit different in this one, than I nor with the, we normally read her in any other fan fiction or any stories. But I thoroughly enjoyed her. I love that she tied up Ron Weasley and shoved him in a closet to take his place.
At his ex-girlfriend's house.
At his ex-girlfriend's house. That tracks. I was very like, what? Okay. So.
I mean, she did leave him money. It's not her fault that the window
That's
blew it under the dresser.
Well, besides, he had Lavender, and they're meant for each other apparently. So, well, in this one,
you know what? I was just gonna say, you, Tracy, sent us a Marco Polo specifically selling. Well, hell has frozen over.
I like lavender. Yep,
that was so funny. Oh,
dude, come on! Like, we hate Lavender Brown. Like, come on.
Yeah.
She's just annoying in everything. She's always the bad guy in every fanfic, basically. Well, not bad guy, but she's always the other woman.
Yep.
And it was kind of refreshing to get, something. So, but yeah, I took, how many was it? 3.5 pages of notes. So I do have to kind of go through and see what I did.
You liked this one. That's a good one.
I love the time period as far as, let's get married. Let's just get married. They all get married, and it's like just a conversation that they all have, and then they just get married. Like, everything is so fast.
1930s
I like that. I like it. Why isn't it like that anymore? Okay, I know why.
I know why it's not like that. Because especially, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. When they're talking, especially when he's like cleaning her leg, and they're talking about all the different garments that he has to like lift up and go through. I'm like, I can't do at least it was very historically accurate, but like,
yeah,
holy cow.
I would be not happy to be a woman in that time frame.
Yeah,
the bras are not very supportive. There's a lot of
imagine
undercoats.
being on your period.
Oh, nope, no thanks.
I can't. Nope. Yeah. Stick a rag down there. That's what it was. It's horrible. I'm so glad to live in the time period we live in.
Oh my god.
I always say I just wasn't meant to survive anywhere else. If I was like,
that's right,
a pilgrim, I would have died. It's fine.
A pilgrim.
This is where
out of all the time periods you could have you chose pilgrim, but okay.
In the 70s, I would have died from an STD. I can feel it in my bones, or like a drug overdose. Like one of those two would have got me. Same, like it kind of bleeds into the 80s.
Those two things can get you now too.
Definitely in the 80s.
I'm just more safe about it now. I don't know what to tell you.
Like the 70s. Okay, we're gonna continue.
No, we got so far off topic. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's see. I do love that it is multiple POV. Okay. I hate it and I love it. I love multiple POV stories because then you get, obviously multiple points of view. But then you're at a really good part with someone specific and the chapter ends and then it went to Lavender and then you
just want to skip back. You're like scroll till you see Draco or Hermione.
Yes. So that's the
only people that had POVs was Lavender, Hermione, and Harry, right? You didn't get any POVs from Ginny.
You got one from Ginny and Ron.
And I think Draco, didn't you? Did we get any from Draco?
Did I just blow through it?
I think
Hey, Harry Ann, we know that you blow through fics and reading. You read so fast
do.
That I'm shocked that you actually don't miss things.
Maybe I did miss this because I could swear that I was like, oh, I'm waiting for Draco's point of view to come up, but I feel like I never got that. But maybe I did, and I just wasn't.
Maybe I don't know if Draco had one.
I felt like everything was told from Hermione.
Well, now I'm doubting myself.
Me too.
No, I'm doubting myself. Because you guys made me doubt myself.
We did read this, I promise.
And I read it today, so I know.
Yeah. Mine's not as fresh. You know me. As soon as I finish one, I start another one.
I really don't think we got one from Draco's point of view. I really don't think we did.
If
but
we did,
got Ron, Harry,
so
Ginny,
sorry.
and Lavender. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry if there was.
So, okay, wait. What chapter was in Ron's point of view then? Like what was he talking about in his
point of view?
I'm pretty sure
Lavender.
It was just, in Lavender's.
It went between Lavender and him.
Mm-hmm.
There were like not paragraph breaks, but there were like breaks in the formatting where it was Lavender and obviously Ron. So it was mostly Lavender, but Ron had a few.
Yep. I remember.
Anyway, let's see. Oh, okay. I did think it was actually really sad. Going back to like Ron and Lavender. Lavender thought Ron coming out of the closet. Lavender thought that Ron coming out of the closet was a boggart. And that made me so sad.
That was really sad.
That was just like, wow, what did he do to her
to
like make him her biggest fear? Like that made me like
probably because she was just so in love with him. Her teenage self was, and her biggest fear is still haunting her of him coming and breaking her heart, and maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
I'm scrolling through the story to see where Ron's point of view is because I think you guys are lying, and so I'm gonna find it. I just scrolled through the second one, and it's not in that one.
My word!
I'm gonna find it because I think you guys are crazy.
I don't know. I don't think it's labeled. Is it?
I know. I'm just scrolling through the whole story.
I'm just reading it to see.
The whole second interlude in Lavender, in that story, it's all told from her point of view. Okay, here we go. Here's number 3. You guys can keep talking. I'm just gonna...
No, you're fine. I thought that there was going to be a one bed trope, and then there really wasn't. That was also another...
in the way that we wanted it.
Yeah. I mean, it was there. He came in. He did share the bed with her, but that was it.
Well, we want some innocent touches. You know, some yearning. Some waking up with him spooning me, but, you know, scandalous.
There was none of that.
Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Draco flirting with Hermione on the boat when he was drunk, just right off the bat. Loved it. I love drunk Draco. He's so funny.
Me too.
He was hilarious, and he was staring at her bare shoulders at dinner.
Hey, that was mentioned how many times during the story? Hermione's like, his gaze lingered on my collarbone. How many times was that mentioned?
Oh yeah, it was great. I lived for it. For it.
Man, that's funny. I felt like there were a lot of perfect smutty opportunities that were missed.
The author had a vision, and it wasn't immediate gratification, so we're rolling with it.
Hey, well, you know what? J.K. Rowling had a vision too, and she was wrong.
Wow. I'm speechless. The Bright City, we are in no way, shape, or form comparing you to J.K. Rowling.
No.
Please do not take that way.
Did you not hear me? I said she's wrong.
Okay.
J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling said from the beginning that her dream was to have Ron and Hermione end up together. I disagree. I disagree greatly.
There's a lot to disagree with her, but let's continue.
No, hold on. Before you continue, I want you to know I did find the chapter in Ron's point of view.
There we go.
It was the tiniest little one when he goes back to his flat in the first interlude. Okay? The rest of them don't have it. It's just this one little tiny part. It's fine.
That's so funny.
Anyway, that's sorry that you didn't quite win and we didn't either.
It's fine.
Okay. I did love Ginny in this, but her acting cold towards Harry drove me nuts. I was so upset with her half the time with the way she was treating him.
But then you come to find out what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, the fact that she's even talking to him, I don't know.
I know. I was so upset though.
It was upsetting I felt both sides.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really liked how they actually made it. Because, every fanfiction we read always has them together at the very end. It was so refreshing for them to have broken up. And because of like war PTSD, basically. That was so realistic to me. I was so happy to read that, like, oh, I had problems and it pushed you away. and now, I had to work through them, and here we are again, kind of thing. I don't know. It was nice to see some PTSD. That sounds so
Yeah.
terrible, but it was nice. It was
Hey,
nice to see
this
that.
is why I love Remain Nameless.
That
Okay,
could have.
that's the only mention. There we go. We're done.
Okay, sure.
I was going to say I really liked how, because we're talking about Ginny and Harry now, how when they finally did get together and she's like, there have been others, like, since we broke up. And instead of Harry being like super jealous and
Pouting.
like crazy about it, he's like, well, were they good to you? And she's like, yeah, great. That's good. Like,
He's
that's
like,
how
cool,
you
take off your
should.
clothes.
Yeah, like, that's how you should act. Like, not like crazy possessive
Yeah.
because, yeah, it was your fault. Like, I liked that. I liked that he wasn't weird about it.
And it's okay to be like jealous, but you need to understand that, that is my fault that I pushed her away.
Yep.
At least, they were good to her. Now she's with me, that kind of thing. I loved the name drop, how she said Hermione said her name was Jean Carnahan.
I was waiting
Evelyn
for the
Carnahan.
shelf for you to show off the shelf.
My two Funko Pops from the Mummy, Evelyn and Rick O'Connell. It's fine. It's not they're my prized possessions. No, totally not.
If anybody was doubting why we read this story and you haven't quite heard the beginning, there's another little hint as to why it was read this week.
Yep. Yep. Happy birthday.
Sorry, I knocked over my water. Okay. Let's see. Gotta turn the page.
In the beginning, sorry, because I know we're waiting to get into the good stuff, which is fine. In the beginning, when they're on the boat and Blaze starts dancing with Hermione, I was kind of hoping that he was like trying to make Draco jealous, like in a way. And so like that was like my first thought. I was like, oh, okay, like he's trying to show Draco that like he actually cares about Hermione and like make him jealous, but I don't think
that wasn't the intention.
Yeah, it wasn't the intention.
But I mean, we kind of see why. But he was really charming, and so that's why we thought that, honestly, because it was mentioned so many times how charming he was.
He was flirting with Ginny too.
I honestly thought that it was going to end up being Blaze
Ginny
and
Blaze.
Ginny.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be sad for Harry because he's obviously pining for her.
Watch it.
Yeah. But then, it ended up working out perfectly that everybody had a someone in this fic.
That's true.
Blaze didn't have anyone.
Yes, he did.
Astoria.
Oh, he ran off with Astoria. Right. Yep. It broke my heart that the tears did not work on her dad. That was so sad. I
shed a tear. I won't lie.
No. The whole point of this. No.
I mean, at least they got time.
Why are you laughing?
Because I am so sorry. I feel the Bright City. I promise that I did enjoy this, but I feel like I'm contradicting you guys so much that it comes off that I hated it. But I was kind of glad that it didn't fix it.
I understand.
I mean, it fixed the curse, but he had other things.
Something wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Liver cancer.
It made sense to me. I was like, oh, that's fine. Like, I cried. I didn't. I was like, okay.
I shed a tear just because it was kind of the way it was written, because they included a prayer with it, and I was kind of sad. But I liked. I mean, I didn't like how it wasn't exactly explained, like how he died or anything. It was just so sudden. But they had time, which was nice. But
yeah, that was so. See, I started tearing up when they're in Paris. I think they were in Paris. Yeah. And he was like, where what I miss, and he says their address, and it's like, no, Daddy, no, don't die.
Oh my God.
And he died. It was sad. But then her mom was fine.
We think, which wasn't mentioned after that.
Maybe she had some mental issues after that. I don't know. I would.
True. Going back again.
Sorry.
I did like Draco in this. He was quite cheeky. I love that. That's just a continuous thing in all Harry Potter fan fictions. That's why we like Draco. One of my favorite was oh my God, when they were dancing And she says, "What are you doing? The foxtrot. Am I any good at it?" Just, I don't know. That just made me smile. He's just funny. I did love Slughorn in this. I
Me too.
normally think of Slughorn as annoying. I don't know, like six movie Slughorn drives me nuts.
Yeah.
He's just
you can relate with him in this book because he hates Lockhart so much.
Yes.
It's lovely.
And you go, yeah. I hated, okay, this is one thing that I actually really hated about this fic. I hated that it was Colin Creevey helping Gilderoy Lockhart instead of Dennis Creevey. Usually it's Dennis Creevey that they bring in because Colin died in the Battle of Hogwarts. But this is different, this is obviously a different time period.
Colin that died?
It was Colin.
It was Dennis.
No, Colin Creevey dies. He's the one with the camera in book 2.
Okay.
Book 4, he's trying to fix the pins that Draco made that say Potter stinks and make them say something different. Dennis is his younger brother.
Yeah, yep. I knew.
And
Dennis
in this fic, Colin was not killed, and he goes with Lockhart and is helping him on his journey.
Well, Remus wasn't killed either. He helped Harry, so.
Yeah. But usually in fan fictions, I mean, they stay somewhat canon compliant as far as like, okay, that's not true. I mean, we talk about Remus Lupin is alive in so many different fan fictions, but Colin Creevey, I don't know. I've never seen that. I didn't mind that, but I hated how much I hated Colin Creevey, even though we kind of hate him in the books too. I mean, I don't know.
He's just, we hate him in the annoying little brother kind of way.
I feel like I could have seen it better as Dennis Creevey, because Dennis Creevey, he's either a villain or just another side character in most fan fictions, I feel like. But
I've never seen him as a villain, but okay.
Yes, you have. Cruel and Beautiful World.
Dennis was bad in that one?
He's not bad, but like I'm pretty sure he attacks Draco. He's like a super, super hater of Draco Malfoy in that entire fic.
It's been a few years since I read that, but okay.
And you can't read it. Well, okay, you can. You just have to find it and download it. Which maybe, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
Aunt Muriel drove me insane.
It took me so long to realize who she was. That was one of my notes. I was like, who is this? And I went, oh, JK, it's Ron's aunt.
Yep. And someone said, oh, was it Muriel or was it some lady to Lavender? It was like Mrs. Owen. It's the random side quest for Ron and Lavender, which I thought was so funny. That jewel heist, loved it. So hilarious. That old lady said, "Are you a blue stocking?" I was like, what the fuck is that? So I had to look it up, and it says an intellectual or literary woman. And in my notes, I just said, fuck you. Just fuck off. Come on. Like, because of course, 1930s, that's not what you want to be. You don't want to be a woman with a brain. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a derogatory term.
See, and so. That's the portion of myself that I do belong in the 1930s. I don't have much of a brain.
Oh, I was like, I don't understand.
But I also don't want to deal with periods though, so I don't belong there. I don't know where I belong. Sorry.
God. Okay, really? Okay. Draco and Hermione boarding the train. I forget where. And he tells her, I am a gentleman, to Anthony Bridgerton. I had to like set down my phone because I was like, this is a Bridgerton moment. This is an Anthony Bridgerton moment. And then I kept imagining Draco like Anthony Bridgerton, I won't lie. It was great. I had a good time with this fic. We brought in the mummy, a little bit of like action like Indiana Jones, and then Anthony Bridgerton. This was
all
good.
of your favorite people. If only Sebastian Stan was in this, you'd be set
for life. I know. This would have been great. Let's see. And I did like the action scenes. I found them quite exciting and quite easy to read. They were easy to follow.
The only thing, maybe I missed it because I was going a little fast, but she gets hit with something from Lockhart. Is it ever explained what hits her?
Okay.
Something slices, but does it say like what the spell was?
No, it wasn't. From how I took it, like, there's something was going to explode, so she moved a table in front of it to like take the most of the blast, and I thought a piece of wood
and see, I thought
exploded
a
from the table.
curse hit her. So
Yeah,
okay, so maybe I just was going a little fast through.
Yeah, because I didn't read it as a curse. I read it as whatever she flung in front of it splintered and hit her, which was lovely. We love let me take care of you, let me clean the wound.
Okay, but on that note, why was it so descriptive? There was so much that went into him cleaning her leg, like talking about each individual piece of clothing that they took off, and
That's right.
it was so, again, for no smut, it was so descriptive for him just cleaning her leg.
He ripped off his stocking. Like, come on, did that not make you like fan yourself a little bit?
We're in the 30s. It should make you fan.
Exactly.
I think that may be my problem, because I can't like imagine me in the 30s with like all of these clothes and like, ooh, he touched my bare ankle. Like, that's just not like revving my engine.
Because you're not in that era.
I know.
You couldn't do it.
You have a grandparent from that time period who's still alive?
Honestly, I have no idea. I feel like all my grandparents are young because, again, Mormon family here. All of them popped out kids when they were 16, and then my parents followed suit. So, like, I have no idea how old. I know they're young compared to other grandparents.
Look, my grandma grew up in England, in London, not in the well, I mean, she was there in the 30s, but she was a kid in the 30s and the 40s. Yeah. I can attest. Like, come on, I can attest. They were that prudish. So, but
I'm glad that you guys got a kick out of it. But I was like, come on, let's rip off the bra. Like, come on.
Okay. Talking about that part where they go swimming, okay? When they go swimming, I started writing notes when he's helping her down into the water. And he says, "You're cold." She looks at it, she goes, "How can you tell?" And I'm waiting for it.
You know.
His gaze lingers down or something.
Yeah.
There wasn't. And I'm like, the hell? Are you kidding? Opportunity missed. Because she was in, what was she in? Her underwear?
Yeah, just point? Like whatever the like bra shirt thing.
Yeah, I would have imagined a thin shirt at most.
Like
and
white,
I didn't think anything was
translucent. So obviously you'd see him like pointing right up. I didn't think
anything was going to happen, and then they did kiss there. And then he goes, "Not right now. How dare you?
How dare you,
Draco?"
Yeah, and then you have to wait 2 more chapters for anything to happen.
But then it does.
Okay.
And backtrack.
Okay, fine. If we're ready, when we are ready to talk about them having sex, I am ready.
Give me a second.
You want to backtrack? Go ahead.
Yeah, give me a second. But back with like the tearing, like him cleaning her wound, tearing off the clothes, he kept like whispering like, "You're okay, you're okay," and I was like, my heart. I don't know what's wrong with me or why I was so like about it. But I was very, very swoony. It's fine. Let's see. Let me move.
I'm glad you were swoony.
Okay. Kiss, chapter 21. That I finally wrote that. Okay. Let's see.
That's also the same chapter that Blaze was like, he ran to Harry and Ginny and was like, where are they?
Where are they? Yeah. Oh yeah, Lockhart showing up freaked me out. I was very like, how the fuck is he still?
How did he find them?
Yeah, how is he finding them?
That's what I was like, how did he find where they went?
I think they just put it on like Colin Creevy, where he's just a little, sneaky boy. I don't know. And they were looking for Gilderoy, not for Colin. So maybe that could be why. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. When they're finally going down into the Cave of Tears, when they finally figure it out, and he has to stop, and he kisses her on the temple. I went, oh, okay, thank you, and then kept going. I don't know what's wrong with me with this. I don't know.
You were just living for it. You were living for those small moments of intimacy.
I love period pieces, I think. So any like little thing like that, I'm just like, oh,
I need you to read the Bridgerton AU.
I know. Hey, I'm the one that put it on the list.
Perfect.
so I need to. It's fine. Okay.
It's good. Anyway.
Okay. Draco, it wasn't a boggart, some kind of demon thing that played Hermione's torture for him, like trying to get him to fall off that like ledge. I was so like, oh, way to like kick him when he's down. Like that was such a terrible thing to show, and then for her to have to watch it too and try and convince him that that's not real.
I thought it was good because
it was, yeah.
It showed that he cared for her. Even
it showed
back then.
her. Yep, it showed her that he always cared. So that was nice. I did like that. It did confuse me when Bellatrix kind of turned it around of like, how did she put it? Like, oh God, how did she say? How do you want to join in or something?
Yes.
You're just like your father, and I was kind of like.
Well, and then like she ties her up and starts hanging her from the ceiling. She's like, "You like this? I know you like this." It's like, oh,
and that was
what
so
weird.
Do you
like?
That to me, that was weird.
I'm ready to talk about it if you are, because let me tell you,
hey, we're ready.
We're ready. Right there, it hints. Okay, it's the first hint that he is into some.
Oh yeah,
a little bit rougher stuff, a little bit BDSM, right? Again, when they are having, like, about to get it on, he's like, listen, like, you need to tell me if I'm being too rough. That was so gentle. That was not at all. The second time with the devil's snare, yes, it gets a little bit more into it because she's, like, tied up and can't go anywhere. But the first time was so gentle. I was like,
my notes.
I was like, that's not all.
Ma'am, my notes. It says, I should have been more gentle with you. And I just wrote, bitch, shut up. That was nothing.
That was so... I was like, and it like had built up. Like you keep thinking like, okay, when they get it on, they're gonna like get it on. It's gonna be a little rough, but no, it was this cute little missionary sex for a little bit, and then
it was still so good. It was good. Well written, but
I'm just saying that like
I was expecting,
yeah. And then when it is, and when you get to the devil's snare, even that was like, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but that to me, I'm like, okay, she's tied up, cool.
You are. You are. It's fine. I think she was kind of playing with the hiccups. I think it's the 1930s. BDSM wasn't really.
I was gonna say that too.
So maybe like
I did not even think about that.
So that's the only thing I can think of. But
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
that makes a lot more sense now that I'm thinking about it. I'm like, he didn't do anything, but okay.
Plus, it was her first time, so maybe that could have been what he was saying too. Like, I should have been.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't think it was.
Wait a minute.
I thought I took it as
maybe it was. I don't know.
I don't know if it was
maybe I missed that too.
I don't think I caught that.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I could be totally wrong because whatever. Anyway, of course, Draco would sacrifice himself. And it's in the crocodile room. That's all I could say. Right. I don't know. Getting like his throat ripped out by that jackal thing. Of course he would sacrifice himself.
Yep. I like that she pulls him through the flames and he becomes a god.
For 12 hours.
I go, yes, please.
God.
Take
and how
me.
I have to stay away from you. Everything feels so different. Stay over there. I was like, oh God.
No. Let me just start taking your shirt off. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. Okay. At that beginning of that chapter, the Devil Snare chapter, what got me to read this? It's fine.
Warning. You read this? Are you kidding?
One of the many. There's many reasons. Okay. Trigger warning for some light use of restraint during sex. And then I put say less. And then ... Later on, I went light for the Devil Snare scene. It was good. I did thoroughly enjoy it. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, but we just read some really messed up stuff for me to say that this is much.
Okay, sorry, I went back. Maybe it is her first time.
It's what it sounds like, right?
Because it goes, but a soft gasp of pain escapes her. And
yeah, but that'll also happen too if you haven't had sex in a long time.
There's the stretch is uncomfortable as he pushes into her. I am sure, but a soft gasp of pain. I don't know.
What fic is it where Ginny's like,
It'll dry
been a while. Yeah, it'll dry up. Has it closed up on you yet?
That one is the one with Liam Granger.
Oh, Abericium. That's right. Yep. There we go. There's our next TikTok that we need to make. It can be something about along those lines. Okay, maybe not. A bit much.
Okay, I did find it annoying when they're fighting that weird fucking snake thing. Aim for the heart. The fuck is a heart on a snake? Like, that's what they said before they started fighting. Aim for the heart.
Why wouldn't you just aim for the head anyways?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Point on a snake where the heart is. Where is it? Just cut its head off like a normal person, for the love of God.
Where is like, draw me a diagram. Really?
It's in there.
I'm gonna search it right now.
That's what I'm searching.
Where is the heart in a snake?
And I would think it could, you know, with how long they can be, it
have
might
hearts
be different.
Close to the head.
All right.
That's all it says.
Well,
somewhere in the body.
Good luck stabbing the heart, Carrie. I know. I mean, they didn't kill it that way, but when he said that, I literally was like, wait a second. I had to put the story down and be like, wait.
It is closer to the head, but
it's still in the body. Like
it's like the same area, like
the snake,
from your head down to your heart. It's like the same where snakes would be. I don't know.
But some people have long necks. What if it's like?
It's weird. It's fine. Let's see. Yep. Inappropriate use of devil snare was a tag. Gonna have to click on that tag.
Sorry, I just realized. I was so focused on something else. Going back to the game with the jackals.
Okay.
I had a little bit of an issue here. Only because Hermione, to me, would not be the kind to jump as fast as she did into that game without having it be explained a little bit more to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I don't get why she would just like took the bare minimum. I was like, let's do it. Instead of being like, well, what other, especially since they are in a tomb, she knows that like, I guess it's not a tomb, but like the magic cave. Like she knows that there are other things and they already dealt with the scorpions. Like she would have to like have some understanding like, oh, maybe there's something else at play here. Like, I don't know. To me, I was like, she doesn't seem like the type to just jump in without knowing all the rules. And that part to me was a little bit off.
It could be argued that, you know, she was so desperate to be quick and to get to her parents, but I agree with you. One thing I also low-key kind of hated, just because, okay, I shouldn't say that. Didn't hate it, but what I did not really like was them getting into that cave. They went to that temple thing and it had the lotus whatever, and it ended up being a calendar, and they had to come back on a specific day for the
door to
open. I don't like that, because if it just if it opens like once every 3 months, let's say, I don't know how much it actually is. Well, what if some random person, like, I feel like that would have been noticed if someone was just happened to be in the temple when it was open. Like, did they have to do something for it to open, or did it just magically appear open when they were there? I don't remember. Does that make sense?
I don't know if it was ever explained how the door opened. They knew
like
they would be open on that day.
Going through this, there were several points where I felt like that. I didn't write any of them down, but there were a few times where I was like, okay, how did they get to where they are right now? How did they get here? Wait, was this part explained? And I think some of them were explained really well, but then I think there were some points that just kind of glazed over, and you kind of use your own imagination to.
Which works, you know.
It did. Not for me, for the 30s in Egypt. I can't.
It's not your area.
It's not me.
So you didn't hyperfixate on Egyptian mythology when you were a kid. Got it. Okay.
No, I did not.
I didn't either.
I was more into the Greek stuff.
I was too, but Egyptian stuff happened first for me.
I didn't pay attention in school.
I was more into Harry Potter.
All right.
I did nothing.
I was into my online boyfriend, so I just didn't pay attention.
That's fair. Okay. Really quick, there was a line, I just saw it. Sorry, and this is kind of this is back in the devil snare scene. When Draco said, "You make me a devil, not a god. A god would not want you the way I want you." I
was like, finally, we're getting somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that was good. That was really good. That made me like tingly inside.
Tingly inside.
Anyway, sorry. I thought it was lovely that Lockhart lost his memories. It was great.
Yes.
Like, went full circle back to,
Yep.
the books when he lost his memory second year. I wish, they just would have killed him, but whatever.
Me too. I was waiting for some more death.
um, let's see. Blaze and Astoria. I found it weird that just Draco just didn't know that his best friend had shacked up with Astoria at some point. I was like, "Sir, are you blind?" I don't know. It just seemed obvious to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wait, was
cool.
it obvious to you before it was revealed in the story?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe Draco and I are just dumb because I did not catch it until it was literally right there.
Like, I don't know. I guess it wasn't necessarily obvious, but I figured, honestly.
I did not.
I was gonna like, okay, it's either Blaze or she's gay. Like, it's one of the two. Like, she's in love with a woman, like Luna or something, and scandalous 1930s. Or it was like one of his friends. So Blaze is there. So that was my thought process. I do again wish it was longer because I would have loved more Ron and Ginny. I would have loved Ron and Ginny. Ron and
I was like, sure, but okay.
Tracy, I know for a fact that you're not into that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
We've discussed this before, Percy Jackson.
Oh God. Okay. Anyway, I wanted more Harry and Ginny because their side, I just wanted more.
I did
Their
too.
side quest was interesting, but it wasn't like a main focus, which makes sense. But it was so quick. Same with the random jewel heist with Ron and Lavender. I did enjoy that one though. I won't lie. That was really funny to me. It was cute.
I giggled. Sorry, I giggled a lot. How Ron was like, "Oh, I don't really want her to go with her uncle. Marry me.
Marry me."
Like, there could have been a lot more in between, but he just marry me.
Well, it was when he was in the market and he saw some like turquoise thing that was the color of her eyes, and that's when it hit him. And I was like, "Sir, really? That's when it hit you?" But okay.
I mean, it is Ron.
It's true. That's Ron. It's Ron.
We just love Ron. Don't you, Carrie Ann?
Nope. Ron hater here, and I stand by it. This one, listen, I did not skip it because I felt like it was important to read it. It was written, so I read it, which is fine. It was cute, like their little story. It was nice. The jewel heist was like a cool little like adventure that like went in, and like it was good, but you guys would probably enjoy a full story between them. Whereas like this was plenty for me. I'm glad that it was what it was. And I would have enjoyed more of Hermione and Draco. And like especially the last chapter, all of a sudden it was hinted that they had been married for a while. Like when did that happen?
Yeah.
How long have they been married? Like I would want more of that.
Holly, you mentioned that you liked the ending. I actually did not
I did. So to a degree,
it worked.
Yes,
it worked
I do wish we would have had more information like that or whatever, but I did think it was super cute that he came in to apply for a job and her secretary, her associate that was there, because now they have associates, right? Is like, Draco Malfoy's here. Like, are you sure you want to see him? Yeah, send him in. And then it's just super cute. The whole dynamic between the two was super cute. And then it was like, well, I can't hire you because it's frowned upon to hire your spouse.
Yeah, nepotism.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, and I just thought it was
that was cute. Yes.
I thought it was cute. Yeah. That's all. But yes, I do wish that there was more still. I want a wedding. I always want a frickin' wedding. Give me a wedding. Or give me kids. I don't care. Give me something.
Since we're talking about the ending, and we kind of glossed over it earlier. You guys cried when her dad died.
I shed a tear.
Yeah,
I did too.
Just a tear. I almost shed a tear when it's like talked about that her dad met Draco, and like they did get to meet him, and he like watched Hermione walk away, and he was thinking like, oh, I'm so happy that she'll have someone when I'm gone. A little I was like, oh, I could cry at this, but I didn't.
That's what made me tear up, was that right there of just like, oh, he's dying and he knows she'll be okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It was cute. It was cute. It was sweet. I thought it was, I don't know the right word I was going to say. I thought it was fun. This was not fun in any way, that the author changed what happened to her parents, so she ended up never obliviating them, and they ended up getting attacked by Death Eaters. And it's like, oh, that's like heartbreaking that actually happened. Like, she's going to protect them from that. And like the whole, I mean,
she took one day to go look at dresses, and that just happened to be the day that her parents get attacked.
So sad. Like, but then at the same time, it's also like, you know, all these different fanfics, you go through the whole, you go through the process of them either never remembering her or them remembering and being so pissed off because but in this one, she didn't even have the chance to do that because it just happened too quick. And that was really sad. But
well, it was sad that Draco had to witness it too.
Oh my, yeah, no kidding. That was sad. That was sad.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, anyway. I did find it weird, Draco going to Egypt for Astoria. Even like it didn't seem like a good enough reason to go. That's why
I thought it did, but I was a little worried with, so when he, you know, he comes out and he says that, oh, I came because of this, but then he explains, well, I need a way to be able to take care of her so I can get rid of her. I thought that was a very Draco Malfoy-esque type thing.
Besides that, he knows that Hermione's going. And if he cares about Hermione, like, obviously he's going to be like, try to find his way there too.
It would have made sense to me if he knew about Blaise loving her, and so he went with
to help Blaise.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's how I like. That's how
I put that connection together. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just wanted more. But what I got was great.
It was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for it being only 116,000 words, I was worried at the beginning, going, we're not even in Egypt yet. Like, this has been a long boat ride, and there's not that many words left. How can there be much story? But it was good. Worked out.
Yes, it did.
I also liked her little name thing in the marketplace, how she chose her name instead of Hermione Granger.
What was it in the marketplace? Was it the
Carnahan?
Carnahan. I said Callahan.
What did I say? Did I say it right?
No, you said it right. Okay. I had to look behind me at the Funko Pop to know what it was.
I did like that. I like that. And then the author's note saying, "Hey, did you see my little thing?" Yes. Yes, I did.
For someone who is not an avid fan of The Mummy, I read that author note and I was like, what did I miss? Like, I had to, like, yeah, it took a minute for me to actually make that connection. But it was cute. It didn't click in my head.
I haven't seen the Mummy movies in a while. I have them all, but I haven't seen them in a while.
Tracy watches them every other weekend.
But no, I'd say like once every like 3 months. Probably it's not on Peacock anymore, so I don't know. That's because that's how I would watch it. But you know, I've got it on DVD, so I'll watch
Pop that bad boy in and watch
it. Exactly. I was gonna watch it as I was reading it, but then I was like, no, I have to.
You know, I don't have time for movies anymore. I only have time for Hermione. I can't stop. That's all I want to read. Dude, I did stop. I listened to all the Harry Potter books the last couple weeks, 3 weeks. And then I said, done with that crap. I'm going back to Hermione.
Done with that crap.
Well,
I love this pairing way too much. Way too much. Why'd you do this to me, Tracy?
You're very welcome.
Why did I finally listen to you? What made me finally listen? I wish I could go back. I wish I could go back. I'm not kidding, because she was trying to get me to read Hermione when we were all working together.
Mm-hmm.
We were all working together. as supervisors. And I remember, Tracy, you're like, you're a big Harry Potter fan, right? I've seen your desk, your cubicle. I had several Harry Potter things. I was like, yeah. And you're like, do you ever read fan fiction? I'm like, no. So stupid.
For losers.
And you're like, well, you should. There's some really good ones out there. And then at one point you did, you're like, oh, I love the Hermione ship. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Like,
Yeah.
it's Draco and Hermione. I'm like,
yeah,
no. And then it was years later, a year ago, that you sent me Remain Nameless, and I made an account on AO3 and I read it. And I went,
it's lovely.
you can't get enough. And I read it like 5 times before I read another one. Do you remember that? I was like, I'm not reading anything else. I'm only going to read it.
I thought it was so funny.
And then I found it on audio. And then I was like, okay. And then you actually recommended this one. I'm pretty sure this was your second recommendation, was Between Us Flows the Nile, even though you'd never read it. You're like, I've never read this, but I really want to read it. So here's another one. But
most of the ones I sent you, I didn't actually read. So
it's so funny.
Yeah,
I've read them all. That's not true. How many did you say are really out there? Didn't you do like
at least on our sheet?
On our sheet, yes. But
on like, AO3,
on AO3,
was it like 5 or 8,000?
I think it was like 8,000.
Okay. So yeah, there's
We're
a lot.
Be here for a while.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And if you have a fan fiction that you want us to talk about,
send it to us.
Or, get out there. That's the whole point of this, is here's a good fan fiction. You should go read it. This one was great.
Even for the ones of us that don't enjoy period pieces much, I did like this one. It was cute. Did I enjoy it as much as other ones we've read? No, but that's a personal preference.
And that's the beauty of it. All three of us have very different preferences.
That's right. So our resident Slytherin didn't really like it.
For the other house sickos out there that join with me and all of my preferences, this one's not going to rock your boat as much as others.
Well, sometimes some people just don't want a lot of smut, and they want story.
If you don't want a lot of smut,
that's what this is for.
I love story. I do. I really appreciate a really good story.
I want as I was gonna say that, I was like, I don't know if that's true. I think I would want 30% story and 70%.
Oh boy.
Hey, you need to go read On the Nature of Daylight. I keep telling you this.
I know.
I don't think you'll be disappointed, Carrie Ann. You won't be disappointed.
I'm gonna put it on my phone right now.
Do it right now. And then there's a second one called This Bitter Earth. It's a 2-book series. The second one is still in progress, but it's almost done, I think. I think it's right up your alley. Right up there, and I'm pretty sure it's got those percentages for you.
Okay, good.
70%
I'm here.
Smut.
I'm here. I have it. I'm gonna read it as soon as we hang up.
Oh my word. I think you're gonna love it. Pretty sure it starts chapter 3 and then that's all it is.
Good.
Finally. Here on out. Okay, not quite, but it's pretty close.
But this was going back to this fic. This was a very cute fic. I am glad that we read it. It was something different. And when you talk about like the popular ones, I don't think I had ever heard of this one until you guys had said something. So I don't know how like well known this one is, but it's really good.
I don't think it's that well known. I'm pretty sure its hits on AO3 is not that high.
It's in like the 100,000s.
Oh, is it?
I think it's in like the low 100,000s. Well, compared to like Manacled.
Oh my. Okay, yeah. Anything compared to Manacled.
I would prefer this over Manacled. I said it. Sorry,
100%.
So Between Us
only because
Nile,
it's not so sad.
Between Us Flows the Nile has 99,950 hits. So not quite 100,000 hits on it, and about almost 2,000 kudos. So it's pretty not.
It's known, but it's not well known.
I think that this one should be more popular. The writing was great.
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
It was just great. So thank you for making
great job.
This.
And I liked because she wrote, because the author had been to Egypt, and a lot of these places were places that she
Yes.
went to.
And I love that she put in there the different foods they're eating, and then she goes, "Oh, I miss this." I don't even know how to pronounce that.
We didn't even talk. I actually did really like the little tales, like the little stories that they would say of like the different like gods and stuff. I was like, that's so cute that they like threw that in there, and it was cute.
It made the story more, I don't know, interesting.
It fit. Yeah, it was really cool to like read that in like a story inside of a story.
I feel like it was needed. It was needed. I think about the Mummy movies or Indiana Jones, and like they have those little stories in there like that, and it fit.
I really liked it.
It fit really well. Yeah, this one hit number 24 on my list.
Ooh, for people that are keeping track.
That's pretty high up on my list out of almost 80 in the 20s. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Top half. Okay.
Anything else you guys want to say about this fic? Any other thoughts, comments, quotes?
It's good.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I'll probably read it again.
I'm gonna think about that. I'm not a god. I'm a devil line or whatever from Draco for a while. I will think about that. That's it.
I was a little sad when he lost his god powers. I went, "Oh, you don't get to take him home?"
I was waiting for the line that like kind of along those lines of like, you know how during sex you're like, oh god, like, oh gods. I was waiting for him to be like, I'm your god kind of thing, but that line was never, I love that line. And it was never dropped. I was like, that's kind of a missed opportunity right there. But I, the little smutty person that I am, just really like that. It's fine.
A good thing you've got Ben, huh?
So funny. So, side story. I left my notes up here from our last episode.
Uh-oh.
He found them and just went, what are you doing? I said, don't worry about it. You're fine. He goes, should I ever listen? I go, no, you should not ever listen. You can live in ignorant in bliss, you know? You don't ever have to know what I'm saying. And so now I have to make sure I hide my notes.
Yeah, like a month ago, Bryce found, so I have a ton of different notebooks just lying around. And it was back when I was still taking notes on Marco Polo. When, because I'd forget everything and we would talk for an hour. Go, okay, now I don't remember what was happening. So I'd make notes, right? Well, I just put, little dash marks and then a subject, and it would remind me of what I was going to respond to whatever it was you said, right? Well, he found one of them because I have them written all over these notebooks randomly. And I had one like stuffed, I don't know, somewhere. And he found it and was like, what kind of a list is this? What is this? And I'm reading it and I'm like, ha, ha, ha. This is just from Tracy and Carrie Ann. I don't know how long ago. It's just stupid. It's nothing important. I don't remember if it said anything inappropriate.
No, usually it'd be it's going to be things like, okay, like foot pictures, and then the next line it would be, our dog's birthday. Like just something super random like that.
I want it known that we have never talked about feet pics. Okay, we need that out there. We've never talked about feet pics.
I don't know why that was the first thing that popped into my head. But... hey, easy money is easy money. Okay.
Hey, that's right. That's right. You're not wrong.
Anyway. Well, we're so sorry. How's this week? What you doing? What you been doing?
I am finishing up listening to Isolation because somebody just recorded it and put it on Spotify. So I've been listening to that for the second time. I'm reading the second one down on our list. So we have a list of Hermione fanfictions. And I'm reading the second one. You just added a bunch more, Tracy.
Yes, I did. I fell down
I'm reading A Duty of Care. It's a work in progress still. It has 47 chapters.
Nice.
Well, and it's Healer Draco. Healer Draco. I have never read a Healer Draco. I have wanted to read a Healer Draco one, and I've never looked one up. to try to read one. I just forget about it for some reason. And then I read that in the synopsis and I went,
there's more than one on that list, by the way. I fell down a rabbit hole. I think I added like 60.
I know.
I added a lot.
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did.
Not quite 60. I added a lot though.
I'm just going alphabetically, and as soon as I finish it, like I put my little check mark because we check mark the boxes of who's read what.
I have not been checking.
You should go down the list. You start at the top and look at how many I've check marked now. So many. Anyway, it's funny.
What are you doing, Carrie-Ann?
As you all heard, I am now going to be reading On the Nature of Daylight.
Oh, I'm excited. I want to know what you think because I loved it for the first. I liked the first one, and then I really started hating it into the second one. I loved it and I hated it. Right now, the last 2 chapters that have been posted, I've skimmed them because it has so much angst in my heart. I can't handle it right now, so I like skip to the end and I read the last couple paragraphs. Are we out of this part yet? Nope. Okay, I'm not reading it. Not yet. Can't do it. But I think you'll really like it.
Good. I'm trying to think of what else I've got. Because I just finished the one book today, so I'm trying to think of what else besides fan fiction that I'm reading.
What did you just finish?
I just finished Ruthless Vows.
That's right.
The second one of the Divine Rivals, and it was good. I'm trying to think of the books that I have on my shelf downstairs of what's next. But my whole brain has just totally blacked out of all the things that are on my shelf. Because, listen, I am stuck reading some really shitty books. I can't get off of the really shitty, like, 150 page, just pure crap. But it's great.
Sometimes you need those. Those are good palate cleansers.
Apparently my palate really needs to be cleansed. Let me look on my Kindle. Hold on. I downloaded a bunch of books because I was like, I'm going to read these. I think they're really exciting. So hold on. Let me look.
Oh, do you like my pop socket?
Yes. Look how cute.
Did I show you guys that? Got
oh, nice. It's got
a sorting hat.
Yeah. That's cute.
It's cute.
Oh,
I love it.
I know what I was going to read. Once You're Mine by Morgan Bridges. It is right now. Everybody keeps tagging me in it because the people that know me know that I am into the really dark stuff. And this is apparently a dark stalker, like romance.
Oh,
so, but it's going to take me a while. I guess it's like 900 pages. And by take me a while, I mean, it's going to take me more than the day that it takes me to read things. So anyways, that's what I'm up to. That and playing Animal Crossing on my new Switch.
Finally.
I know. Finally. What about you, Tracy? What are you doing? What are you up to? What are you doing for your birthday week? Anything?
I don't know yet. It's my golden birthday, so I've got to do something exciting.
So, why is it your golden birthday?
Because I'm going to be turning 28 on the 28th.
Oh.
Golden birthday.
I didn't know that that's what that was called.
Yeah. So I'm going to do something kind of special. I'm what am I currently reading? Where'd it go? Twisted Games by Anna Huang.
I love that.
I'm about halfway through. I'm liking it so much more than the first one.
Yes.
I hated the first one, sorry. And I was so excited because I really I heard such good things about Anna Huang, and I've got the King of Whatever series. I've got all 3 of those right now. But I told myself I had to finish. Good. Well, I told myself I had to finish the Twisted series before I started that one. So I'm halfway through Twisted Games. Loving it. I did just finish one of the Ice Planet Barbarians. I want to start the next one.
Do it. Didn't you just go through all of these again? Did you?
I'm still going through the Ice Home, which is her other, like, a second series.
Okay.
But they're still tied together. And I just finished number 16, I think. When I look at my
to catch up.
When I look at my little story graph and it tells me, like, my top authors and, like, how many books that you've read. She's like this really long line and then other people.
That was my the year I discovered Ruby Dixon, sorry, that's how it was. I'd read like 12 of hers, and then like the next author was like 2.
Yeah.
So
I love Ruby Dixon, and I have a plan in my heart to read every single one of her books. So I'm going to.
You can do it.
A matter of
time. She probably loves that.
I hope so.
Well,
she's listening. I'm your number one fan.
Well, and the Ice Planet Barbarians came out a long time ago. Like they're like 2014-ish, maybe. I don't remember.
You can't say a long time ago like that. It's only been like, it's not even 10 years. Wait,
That's
10 years this year.
But I could be wrong. But I know, like, I don't know, like, I think the pandemic revived that series. And I love how
God it did.
and Ruby Dixon, like, I think in the very first one, like, thank you everyone for like breathing new life into this book, because she got to re-release like special editions, which I am unashamedly buying each and every single one. I've got the first 6 on my shelf.
So for Christmas, I put all of the special editions on my list. And Ben was like, you know that my grandparents have this list, right? Do you really want them to see that that's what you want? I'm like, I don't care if they're going to buy it for me. Like, I just want them so bad.
That's right.
They're so good. They're so cute. The one that I was reading was the Tiffany's story. I was upstairs. Love them. I was reading it upstairs, and my mom comes by and she looks at the book and she went, "Oh," just kept going. It was funny because she's like, "Really, aliens, Tracy?" Like, yeah. You don't know what you're missing.
I am in my monster smut area, and I'm
you see this cover right here?
It's good. They're so good. So if you are one of those people that like refuses to read it because you think it's so stupid, give it a shot. We were all there, okay? We were all in that boat.
Except for Holly won't ever do it.
I was gonna say they're talking to me right now. I know. But we all know me. I am there for the story mainly. I love the story.
There's story in each of these.
There's story. There's so much story in them.
You know what? I did appreciate Barbarian's Bookworm.
We're going to talk about that.
We
have a whole episode dedicated to that. Shush.
You know we do.
We're not discussing that right now because I will fall into the rabbit hole, okay? Listen.
Let's just do that episode now. Let's talk.
I will jump right in. We will be here for another hour and a half, okay? I will do it. I'm not afraid. You guys are better buckle in.
That's so funny. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. There was a moment when I went to my local library and I downloaded the Libby app because audiobooks, and you can rent books and read them on your phone. And they had a couple of them, and I was like, "Hey, I could borrow a couple of these and start reading them."
They're so good. They're so good. They're so cute.
Once you start, you can't stop.
It's true.
Well, and that's the thing. That was part of it. Was how many books are there?
Like in the Ice Planet Barbarians,
there's a lot.
There's 22.
And there were only 2 at my library, 2 different ones. And I was like,
get Kindle Unlimited, man.
Kindle Unlimited just in Ruby Dixon is paying itself for like the amount of books that I've borrowed of hers. I'm like, I'm set.
Look, I'm going to, after I'm done with the Twisted Games, I'm going to read Hayden and Josie's. That one always makes me cry for some reason, and I'm very excited because it's so good. And then I'm going to try and like read the rest because I burnt out the first time and I didn't continue. So I gotta do it. I gotta get to it. So I'm very excited. I'm going on a journey soon. A self-healing journey.
I'm so happy.
One I'm gonna need because of Crescent City.
Oh my gosh. We're not talking about that.
Nope.
We're not, because I still haven't read them.
Oh, read them. Oh,
at the time of this recording, Crescent City 3 is not out yet. Okay? So by the time that this comes out, Tracy and I will probably have already read it. Because the day that it comes out, I'm
calling out of work.
I am buying the book, and then I told Ben that he is in charge of the kids. I don't care how long it takes. I'm not. Mommy's gone.
You're not mom?
Nope, I'm gone. I'm locking myself up here where they can't get me, and I'm just unavailable.
Yeah, I'm calling out of work. I've already made peace with that, so.
We have veered very far off topic, and I'm very sorry.
That's fine. I think sometimes it's fine. talking about fun things. What are we doing? That's it. What are we reading next?
Carrie Ann is very excited.
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to be reading Bring Him to His Knees by Music is how I'm pronouncing it. MUSYC. It is also a Blue Lock fanfiction, so you do have to have an AO3 account.
Get the account for it.
It's apparently worth it.
Yes, it is. Because you know how we were talking about the amount of smut versus story? This one, I think, falls in that category of 70% smut, 30% story.
And this is very popular. And
okay, maybe not. Maybe not. There's a bit more story. It may be 50-50.
Each other.
There's a good amount of smut, though.
Oh, so. we're just going to start discussing it now. Here we go.
Let it be known, Tracy has not read it yet. Or if I did, I don't remember it. I'm being totally honest. I don't actually remember. Between us, Flows the Nile. We recommend it. It's fantastic.
Especially if you love period pieces. Mm-hmm. If you like the Mummy, a little bit of Indiana Jones.
It was nice and action-packed for the most part.
If you like Ron.
And go check out the fan art. Go check out the fan art for this one. Fan art was really good.
Great.
It was like on par with like Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal being in love, like the movie poster thing. It was like that. Like
so shout out to Chester Company because they are the ones that did the cover art. So you did great.
1,000,001 out of 10. So.
Yep.
Germani Fanfic Fanatics is a fan podcast that discusses and reviews fanfiction written by various authors, based on the characters Hermione Granger and Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter series created and owned by J.K. Rowling. We do not own the rights to the Harry Potter series, its characters, or any of the fanfiction works mentioned in this podcast. The purpose of our podcast is to provide commentary, analysis, and entertainment related to the fanfiction community and to foster a sense of community among the fans. We respect the creative efforts of fanfiction authors and consider their works as transformative interpretations of the original source material. All fanfiction works discussed on this podcast are the intellectual property of their respective authors. We aim to provide proper attribution and promote the fanfiction community by linking to the author's original works where possible. This podcast is created for entertainment purposes and is not intended to infringe upon the rights of the copyright holders. If you are the author of a fanfiction work discussed on this podcast and would like us to remove or modify our content related to your work, please contact us and we will promptly address your request. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge and agree to the terms of this disclaimer.